Welcome back, guys. So have I got Gotham news for you. Apparently, the fifth and final season of Gotham is going to be composed of two comic book arcs. The first one, and as you all know, is No Man's Land. That is what we watched at the very end of season 4, the prelude to No Man's Land. The second arc, though, used as source material for season 5, is going to be Zero Year. Now, Zero Year in the comics is an origin story for Batman. It happens to redefine the origin of Batman during the New 52 run in the comics. Now, for one thing, I'm really hoping they do it well. They do it better than what they did when they try to do year 1, because during the second half of season 4, what they were trying to do, or what they claimed they were trying to do, was a year 1 arc. However, though, and as a person who was really looking throughout every episode for any year 1 Easter eggs, that was not really a year 1 arc. That had as limited connections to year 1 as possible. What they did over there is they kind of did the part with the Bruce Wayne regretting his mistakes and learning from them, but nothing more, nothing less. The search for Batman by Jim Gordon, the attempts to find who is under that mask of the bat of the city of Gotham, that did not really happen, maybe for one scene or something, but nothing more, nothing less. The only other thing we got to see besides the I made a mistake, I made myself over it, I learned from it, Bruce Wayne persona, was that bat signal at the very end. Now, it might not be exactly the bat signal from the comics. I mean, we never saw a bat in the sky, but it is very reminiscent of that, and that is very reminiscent of the ending of year 1 in the comics. Now, the beauty of the concept of year 1s and year 0s in the comics is they could pretty much be done on a TV series along with other arcs. Year 1, for example, and in this case, could have been done much better and addressed much further on season 4B, and season 4B was already based on a lot of variations of other arcs from the comics. But Zero Year, though, that would work so well with No Man's Land, more than year 1 would have worked with any other arc. You do need to remember that besides revolving around Bruce Wayne starting his career as Batman, the story of the year 1 arc did revolve around 4 major people, 4 major characters. You've got Carmine Falcone as a villain, but Sophia Falcone has already dealt with Carmine Falcone by the end of the first half of season 4. He was dead by the end of that half of the season. You've got Commissioner Loeb as a villain as well, but he as well has been dealt with early on in the shelf life of the series. The other two over here are basically Barbara Gordon, to whom Jim Gordon is married, and Sarah Essen, with whom he's having an affair. But then again, on the series, we've already seen Sarah Essen, and instead of someone that Jim Gordon would have an affair with, she ended up being the captain of the GCPD early on in the shelf life of the series. But why does the Zero Year arc work so well with the No Man's Land arc? The Zero Year arc deals with a catastrophe, just like the one that we got to watch on No Man's Land, just like the one that No Man's Land deals with in the comics. That is not to say that No Man's Land on the series is not really dealing with a catastrophe, but the difference is that one on the series is pretty much self-inflicted by criminals within Gotham City. You've got Jeremiah working with Ra's al Ghul close to the end of season 4, making sure they plant all those bombs all over Gotham City, making sure that they take it all down, cutting ties with the outside world in the process. Now, while the resultant chaos and the rise of the criminals all over Gotham might be the same, the case is different with the comics because Gotham in the comics was actually hit by a natural disaster, an earthquake, a huge one at that, but nonetheless an earthquake. And that is really the beauty of Zero Year. Zero Year could easily integrate with whatever is going on with No Man's Land, and at the very end of the day achieve the Smallville finale trope, giving us a first version of the Caped Crusader of Gotham, a Batman with a bat sign or logo, you know, a cape and all of that good stuff. Now, as the case is with these 10+ issue arcs, like the case was with The Long Halloween, we've got a lot of villains walking in and out of this arc. But in the same manner that the Holiday Killer, for example, was the big bad of The Long Halloween arc, we've got a big bad over here. We've got 2 big bads actually. We've got the Riddler on one hand and the Red Hood Gang on the other hand. But that being said though, this video was intended to be more or less a bit of news about season 5 of Gotham. Not going to talk about comic book arcs in detail. If you want to see something of the sort, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll be uploading separate videos to discuss those arcs in detail. I'm going to be talking about Zero Year in detail, and I'm going to be talking about No Man's Land in detail. I would also end up talking about how they could merge both arcs together into one, and how I believe this would work towards a good ending for the series, an ending where we would end up seeing Bruce Wayne transform completely into Batman. You can also let me know if you're excited Gotham has been renewed for season 5. You can let me know if you do like the ideas that they're going to be going going on for Season 5. You could finally drop this video a much appreciated like if you did like its content, and if that were to be the case, you can always subscribe and enable notifications for my future videos, community posts, and live streams. Until I see you next time though, thank you all for tuning in and have a great day.